Okay, I recorded this first stretch a little fast because I knew my time's limited and I got a two-parter here. Alrighty, peeps, long time no see, but I wanted to record this bit while it was fresh in my head, and I don't know when I'll post it or throw it in something else. Maybe I'll just throw it in here when it's done. But something's been bothering me for a while, but it's not always in my head. I've only mentioned it maybe 3 times over the last 5 or 6 years when I started on YouTube. I first heard it from Dane Wigington like 5 years ago and some other channel before him. I know other people have mentioned it, so don't give me that shit. That's only 2 times I recall hearing it. And that is that there is more than one group of the New World Order controlling everything, but it doesn't matter because neither party has our good in mind. I'm not going to say the name of the video, who it is, but I was listening to this guy's video today that I respect, and he said something in a 10-second period that I don't think he realized what he said. It probably wouldn't really matter to people anyway, because it would have to click or resonate, within your brain at that right time and moment. But, that's, the New World Order, the Illuminati, the Rothschilds, the Bilderbergers, the Freemasons. There's different groups trying to take over I'm going to stick with the U.S., just keep it smaller. The U.S. to control everything, but neither one of them is on our side. This dude said something today, and bam, I wasn't even thinking about it. And he wasn't even talking about that, but I think he was. And it clicked in my head. It's, okay, let's just go with the United States. You got Washington, you got the Capitol, the White House, the Congress, the Senate, the Supremes, all that dumb shit. That's where our main conglomerate of all these assholes are. Okay, now, I'm going to say now I know, so I'm going to use I know because I know, so get over it. Don't say I'm siding with the New World Order, because I'm not, so fucking leave the stupid comments how I'm a shill for the New World Order. I don't give a flying fuck. Enjoy, get a heart on it. That's what gets your twatter wet. But, anyway, they're smaller. That's less powerful. So, I'm going to say right now, there are whole groups, and then, anyway, you got people that have infiltrated, the White House, the Congress, the Senate, but they're smaller, so thus they're less powerful. And I'm going to use a perfect analogy, is that when you have, and to get over it, this isn't about drugs and guns, you have the DEA, FBI, or ATF, or whatever agent, especially in years past, we saw the stories, they made the movies, and probably still do it today, and they go undercover, they have to, do drugs, snort, shoot up, whatever, beat up people, whether they're infiltrating the mob, or a biker gang, or the Crips, the Bloods, or whatever, but they actually had to do all that. None of them we know of ever admitted to killing somebody, to be able to, for their rite of passage, but I'm sure that happened. But anyway, so they go undercover, they gotta look like a bad guy, even though they're a good guy. Now, jump that back to the, I'm going to say New World Order, because I do want to encompass all these people underneath that. I'm going to tell you right now, there are good groups, but they have to look like the bad guys so they can partake with the bad guys while they're trying to help us. And that would include, take it down and out of something that's more out in the open for us to see, voting for shit that's not good for us. In this country, it's worldwide, but we're going to stick with the US of A. So therefore, thus, they have to vote for bad shit and look like a bad guy. And thus, they also, all this shit hit my fucking head. This dude said this, made this whole statement in less than 10 seconds, and man, I just caught my attention. But anyway, and say they pass a $500 bill for the Ukraine.
500 million.
Their outfit needs a chunk of that money that they're going to get too. And I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of the good guys and the bad guys knew who they are, but then you got, I'm telling you, that kind of shit goes on. I got to pause here a second. I had to get out a $1 bill. My very first video on this channel was about the Eye of Ra and the $1 bill. Don't go to it. It's still there. All of us smaller channels, like I brought up a long time ago, all of us smaller channels, our older videos no longer play. I'm going to say they're deleted. All that's there is the snapshot, whatever you call them. And I don't think that's not a conspiracy. They're just favoring the bigger channels. Oh, hang on a second. Anyway, back to that. And that's that one eye symbolism, that Eye of Ra up there, that single eye, that all the alt media and the world of Christianity has you all fucking scared of. That is your single eye. That's your pineal gland. They want you to be afraid of that. And I wish I would have thought about this before I started this damn video, because that other guy I like, Bill Donahue, has a video on this and his interpretation. I'm going to say he's right more than these other dumb fuckers here on YouTube or BitShooter and alt media. He explains, what the steps really are and all that stuff. And anyway, maybe I'll throw that another. Oh, I can still record it and place it in later. That has been the intention, is to keep you afraid from that single eye, to keep you afraid from meditation, to keep you from practicing the pineal gland. As the Christ said, that Christians do not understand unless your eye be single. God said you got to go within, told the Pharisees are not letting them go within, the kingdom's within. And how do you find the kingdom? By going within, by going in the dark, and blah, blah, blah. Oh, hang on a second. Oh, so anyway, they're doing the best they can and have been, obviously, since long before they came up with this $1 bills to keep people afraid from meditating. Don't open up that single eye. Don't practice that single eye. Don't wake up to what is real. And the biggest thing you can waking up to 9/11, waking up to gun confiscation, waking up to the book. They play Christians against the government on purpose. They know exactly what they're doing. Christians don't even know what the fuck beheaded means. Okay, I'm at 6 minutes. The clip I'm going to record off the Bill Donahue video that I just remember is 10 minutes, so I'm going to stop this here. Okay, the Bill clip. Okay, had to stop to turn my camera around on my backup phone, but here we go. This is about your $1 bill.
Identify with everything. Let's take a look then at the $1 bill, okay? And I'll show you some of the things on the $1 bill, some things that you may have seen before, some things that you may not have seen before, okay? The beautiful thing about this, of the ancient seal, is at the bottom we are separated into the four corners of the universe, or the four corners of the earth, okay? The four sides of the compass are the wide part of the pyramid. But when you rise to the top, everyone is together and the eye of God opens. That's what that means. Down at the bottom, east, west, north, south, everybody is separated. But when we all come to the top, then we are all in a oneness and the eye of God opens. That's the single eye. That's the single.
Oh, by the way, me talking about that, the single eye in relation to the Bible and the pineal gland, he did not teach it in this one. Actually, I misspoke. He never, in all the videos I watched of this guy, he never addressed, anything, the New World Order or any of that crap. I don't even know if he knew about it. Or say it, whatever.
And to realize, see, and this is the beautiful part, to realize that everybody in the universe is capable of touching that eye. Go to page, I don't know what page it's on. Yes, page 781. I want you to go to page 781 in the Bibles. The rest of you go to Matthew chapter 6. Matthew chapter 6. All right? This will be good. This will be a good lesson. It's easy for you to see this, and I think it'll be easy for you to understand it too. Matthew chapter 6, and if you're ready. Now, I want you to have the Bible in your left hand, and I want you to have the dollar in your right hand. Or you can have the dollar in your left hand and the Bible in your right hand. Doesn't make a bit of difference. It's going to work either way. Ethel doesn't have them in either hand. Okay. Now, you've got the Bible in your left hand. You've got the dollar in your right hand. I want you to look at Matthew chapter 6, verse 22. The light of the body is the eye. If therefore thine eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light. Will you please look and stare at that dollar bill and see that eye staring back at you? If you practice the single eye, if you energize the pineal gland of the brain, you will fill with melatonin. It will activate through the hormonic activation of your brain. It will activate the right hemisphere, and your body will fill with wisdom and understanding of the truth of the nature of that which we call God. All right? That's interesting. And it's beautiful. And it's when you see that single eye and you read Jesus saying, if your eye be single, your body will fill with light. Now, take a look at the pyramid again and count the ranges. Each range is well, I guess you'd call it a, horizontal line that goes up. There are 13 ranges on the pyramid. And the number 13 is transformation, okay? Number 13 is transformation because it is 1 plus 3, okay, which equals 4, which is the fourfold nature of man. And it is 1, which is God, and 3, which is new life or resurrection, which equals 4, which is mankind, womankind, the fourfold nature, physical, intellectual, spiritual, and emotional. So that's, I'd say mankind to say peoplekind nowadays, okay? 1, God, plus 3, new life, equals 4, which is you and me, all right? Also, you have 12 disciples, and 1 Christ comes out to the same way. Also, you have 12 constellations plus 1 sun, same thing. It's all the same thing, okay? 12 disciples and 1 Christ, 12 constellations, 12 signs, 1 sun. And so that number of 13 is very, very mystical. That's why it's on there. There were originally 13 colonies. Not a coincidence. Mystical. This whole shooting match was founded on mysticism. And you can't see it any more clear. I'm surprised that the fundamentalist hasn't changed the dollar bill. I really am. How they've ever the reason they didn't change, like the book of Revelation, they don't know what it means. They really have no idea what it means. Because they would have ripped the book of Revelation out of the Bible a long time ago. Especially when it talks about the Kundalini moving up the 7 chakras in Revelation 5:1, but they don't know what it means.
Matter of fact, watch this guy's video on Revelation. That's an eye-opener.
So they leave it alone. Look at that word over at the bottom of the pyramid. Novus. I hope you've got a dollar bill home. Novus, N-O-V-U-S, Ordo Seclorum. Seclorum. You know what it says? You know what that is? A new order of the world. Or, this is the New Age movement. That's what it means. A new order of the world. And do you think that there may be a little coincidence that the single eye is at the top of that pyramid and at the bottom it talks of the new order of the world? I mean, a lot of people say I make stuff up, but I may have made this up, but you've got $1 in your pocket and you check it out. That's what it means. Look at over at the top of the pyramid, Inuit Coptis, Coeptis, means he has smiled on our activities. He is actually the single eye. Wisdom and understanding smiling down on your activities. The new order of the world, what is it saying to you? He is smiling down on our activities who practice the single eye, which his son said would fill you with light and wisdom and understanding. Right? I'm telling you. Here it is on a dollar bill. I mean, you're a congressman writing bum checks in order to get these things.
Now, you got to remember, the people running this show twist all this to make a good look evil. Well, that's progress.
Look at something here. Want to see something interesting? And a lot of you can relate to this, since you've come to the single eye. You've come to the garden. Look at. Behind the pyramid is a desert. In front of the pyramid is a garden. The desert is the dark ages, the old ways, and the garden is the flowering that lies ahead of you. See what this is? All mysticism. And all of these people, I think maybe these churches should refuse to accept any more of these in collections because it has so much of this New Age stuff all over it. They can't accept dollars anymore. Of course, they would say only 5s or 20s are allowed. Now let's go over to the other side, the right side. The eagle, which also in mysticism is the bird of Zeus. If you know that. The eagle holds war and peace. Which side holds war? The left side. Which side holds peace? The right side. See it? He has 13 arrows in one claw. Back here again.
For those that don't know, the right side is is the same as the east side, which is the east side, the right side of your brain, and which is what you meditate on.
Arrows in one claw, and if you want to count the laurel leaf in his right claw, it's got 13 leaves on it. It's the mystical number of transformation.
Sorry, but I should have threw in there. That's why in the Bible it's always talking about the power of God is on the east or the right.
And the eagle is looking towards the leaves of peace, but at the same time holding tightly to the arrows of war. And isn't that us? Yeah. 9 is the number of consciousness, as you know. How many tail feathers? You bet. Understanding, consciousness, 9 tail feathers. And what I'm telling you, my friends, is Eastern mysticism on a $1 bill that many of you are very comfortable with because of the teachings that you have heard here. Over the eagle's head are how many stars? 13. And if you look at them close, you'll see that they form the Star of David. That which is the triangle looking down, Father, Son, and Spirit. That which is humankind reaching up, body, soul, spirit. Body, mind, and spirit. It's all there, isn't it? And there in the very center, that star in the center, which is the source of universal energy, is identified as Om. Always the star in the center is Om. So government, as symbolized on the $1 bill, is very mystical. Governing in unity with the single eye that is oneness of all people at the top of the pyramid. But you know, Joseph Campbell observed.
Oh, I'm going to cut that off here, but this is Bill Donahue's mystical $1 bill. He doesn't get into it till, look how close I am to the end. I've been recording 10 minutes. So anyway, I'm going to cut this off here so I don't go over my BitChute time.